Welcome to Fudge Films presents the greatest podcast on Earth. Today's episode, and to all a good night. Hey there, listeners. This is a very holly jolly, holiday-themed podcast. So if you, if you don't like Christmas, you don't like New Year's, you don't like people reflecting on a year gone, because you hate like the passage of time, I understand. But this is the last podcast before Christmas. And you can bet your fucking tasty ass cheeks we're going to talk like normal human beings. No bit this week, which I know just sets up the idea that there is a bit this week. But I swear on my life, there's not a bit this week. We're just going to talk like normal people do. Clayton, say something a normal person would.
So the bit this week is that I'm going to be gone for like the majority of the podcast. You know, I got like another gig. I got a side gig going on.
Oh, what? I didn't know that.
Gee. What's
What's your side gig?
I'm doing my own podcast actually while we do this one.
What's your podcast?
Well, right now it's kind of like the holiday episode of the podcast.
Right.
So, you know, they're just talking about, like, Christmas and the end of the year and whatnot.
Can we get, like, a little sample of your podcast? Can we hear just, like, a little bit of it? Just some on-air cross-promotion.
Yeah, so, you know, Christmas is right around the corner. I usually have someone, like, write my lines for me.
So you have a scripted podcast.
Yeah, we get like a writer's room together and someone writes out all what I'm gonna say.
You have a writer's room and you've been holding off on me about this.
It's just something I just threw together.
How haven't I noticed that you're doing a podcast in the middle of our podcast? How has this gone past me like for months now?
I can't really give you the answer to that one.
Now, let me say, and you can talk to my lawyers about this, does any audio for me appear on your podcast?
No, we cut that all out.
Okay. Now, wait. If someone scripts everything you say, but also you're doing it during our podcast, that means everything you say on our podcast is scripted. Which means... Is Clayton even real? Is Clayton just like hired and scripted the whole time? Clayton, are you even my friend?
I'll get back to you on that.
Oh, Jesus.
I gotta consult like the upper management.
Oh, shit. Hey, management, am I friends with this guy?
They're saying no. We wanna drum up some drama.
Yeah, okay. Season finale's coming out. You gotta bring in a little drama. Okay, well, I've been called worse. So I'll take it. Having a fake friend is better than having no friends. Yikes, that's a toxic mindset. Jesus. Well, anyway, that's our intro. Yikes. Folks, welcome to our podcast. We're gonna talk Christmas. We're gonna talk New Year's. We're gonna reflect on how 2019's been for not only Fudge Films but for us as people. Clayton, on the count of three, I want you to say describe 2019 with one word, and I'll do it too. We'll do it at the same time.
Oh, gee.
Right? Well, I'll go 1, 2, 3, and on 3 we'll say it.
Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Shit.
Cowboy.
Cowboy? Explain cowboy.
I've been listening to a lot of sad cowboy music.
The whole year?
Yeah. You know, in and out.
Well, it's June. I guess we'll get back on the sad cowboy music, but I'm taking a break in July. Okay. What's your favorite sad cowboy song?
Coyotes.
Okay.
By I can't remember, but it's a cover.
Yeah.
By someone else.
Yeah. I know which one you're... The one that's like a... That's like the noise the coyote makes.
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
Okay. Close enough. Okay, well, I guess we're kind of jumping the gun if we're already talking about 20, New Year's. We still... Are you playing footsie with me?
Yeah,
what was it?
I think I am.
Viewers, you can't see this, obviously, but Clayton just, wrapped his toes into mine. They just, interlocked. Christmas. Now, I absolutely adore Christmas. Christmas Day is my favorite day of the year. Now, Clayton, I remember whenever we streamed for Halloween, you said you did not like Halloween that much. Do you feel that way about Christmas?
Christmas is, fine.
At least with Christmas you get gifts, right?
Yeah, Christmas is, it's fun when you're, a kid.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know, it kind of lost its charm for me.
Wow.
Maybe, you know why? It's because I don't have enough money to, spend on people.
That's true. So, whenever you're a kid, the fun part is, getting the gifts. And then you become an adult, and all people will give you is, alcohol and socks. And so then the fun part as an adult becomes giving gifts. Because, you can go, okay, this is, very personal between, me and this other person, that they're really going to love this gift. Or you can be like, hey, here's, something you will hate deeply. I'm going to ruin your Christmas with one gift. And I have a deep fear that that's going to happen to me this year. We did a little friend group Secret Santa. And I am deeply, deeply worried that someone's going to give me a Blu-ray copy of the movie Stuber. And I don't know what to do if that happens. Do I obviously they're giving me it as a gag. Maybe they're like, hey, you like comedy? Here's a hot 2019 comedy movie. So because there's genuine confusion on their intent, I don't know how to respond to it. Do I be like, oh wow, thank you, okay, thanks, or do I snap it over my knee, as a joke? But I fear if I do that, they're going to stare at me and be like, I spent $30 on that. I thought you would like it. Do you have any suggestions on what I should do?
Just always have a camera on so that if that does happen, you can say it's for comedic purposes.
Yeah. That's what I do anyway. Whenever I feel like I'm going to get into a sticky situation, I just whip my phone camera out. And if people are like, sir, why are you punching children in the daycare? I'm like, it's for a bit. It's going to go viral. Don't worry about it. Okay. I'll just do that. I'm just going to ruin everyone's Christmas and be like, guys, we're going to go viral with this.
Do you know who I am? I am the Fudge Films.
Hey, it's me, the Fudge Films. Okay.
I'm going to get you the holiday special of Jeff Dunham.
That actually might be a worse gift than Stuber. That one's not even... There's no confusion on your intent behind that one. That one's getting snapped right over the knee. Yeah, I really, really enjoy Christmas. I think it's the one time of the year where it doesn't feel... It is somehow more cliche and less cliche to be incredibly kind. And, I can't say I always practice what I preach, but it's the one time of the year where people aren't weirded out by like a short fat dude like giving gifts to people, and so I'm alright with that. That's why I like giving gifts. I like wasting my fucking money. So you should subscribe.
Admittedly, this time of year has been, like, the weather's not fun, but the people have been nicer, because, like, we work, customer-facing jobs
Yeah.
outside of this, and the people that I've been getting, at least, have been generally more upbeat, and they're like, happy holidays. I'm like, oh, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks.
They say happy holidays, and you're like, it's Merry Christmas, libtard. Yeah, there's a real, and maybe, I don't want to believe it's because people are getting gifts, and so they're like, I'm happy because I'm going to receive something. I prefer to pretend that's not true. I like to think there's just like a real, genuine magic in the air around this time of year. Because when the 25th rolls by, or if you celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, there's a big holiday for you this month that is all about kindness and togetherness, and I love that shit. I love that schmaltzy type stuff like that. So I'm in my element right now. Clayton, I'm planning the Fudge Films Christmas party this year. I've been working hard on planning things, and I have planned out maybe too much. I've gone too in depth with it. I've dictated like when people are allowed to eat, down to bites. Let me say, if you start eating at 8:05 when you're scheduled, and you don't take your second bite by 8:05 and 30 seconds, you are getting thrown out of the party. I'm having a blast just planning it. Our friends are home from school. Everyone's together and like planning how to give each other like the best gift that they'll really enjoy. It's just really a blast, I think. Controversial opinion, Christmas good? Huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty solid. Can we get like Fudge Films like pins and like Fudge Films name tags, and just I want our brand everywhere, all over these people.
Right. Let's turn our friends into walking billboards. Right. If you would have said this to me like 2 weeks ago, I could have probably worked something out. But Christmas is in 9 days. I don't think we've got the time for that.
Okay, I'll call my team. We'll get something set up.
Right. Well, yeah, you call your higher ups. What corporation owns you?
I don't know exactly what they're called.
Clayton signed contracts blind. Didn't even read them. Someone owns his ass and he doesn't even know.
They offered me like money.
They offered you probably like $2. To be fair, that's $2 more than I got off of this. So
yeah, I shrug.
Shrug. Yeah. Let's make it clear. Clayton did shrug. Jesus. Let me say, Clayton, what is the best Christmas gift you've ever received?
Oh, best one I've ever. You know what?
Yeah.
I think there is one that's coming to mind very clearly. Back in, I think, 2007 or 2008, I got my very first Xbox 360.
Hell yeah.
Halo 3.
Hell yeah.
Ace Combat 6.
Hell yeah.
And that was a blast.
Uh-huh.
That was a lot of fun.
Mine is my PlayStation 2. In 2005, I got mine. As a kid, getting a console and, like, games, but mainly just a console, was, like, the most exciting thing that could happen to you that Christmas. Because when you're a kid, you don't have a fucking cent to your name. And so getting, like, a $300 console means, like, I've got this. This is gonna be my thing for life. I am never gonna get rid of this. So if you're listening and you got rid of your childhood consoles, you're dead inside. Just thought I'd update you.
My console's, it's completely busted and I still have it.
Yeah.
Because I think it has one of my games inside it.
I mean, my PS2, we've streamed from my PS2. The thing just kills itself at random. Like, it barely powers on anymore. Still got it. Still use it. Because that's my PS2. That's what I got for Christmas. Yeah, mine's my PS2. What's the worst gift you've ever received? Flip that on its head.
Worst gift I've ever received. I don't know, probably something unmemorable. Probably like a pair of pants that I never wore.
Fair. Even now as an adult, when my parents give me clothes, I throw a huge temper tantrum. That tree goes down. The dog is crushed under it. It is a mess every year. No, for me, there was a year, I can tell you, there was a year where I asked for Scrubs Season 1 on DVD, and my mom gave me Scrubs the final season on DVD. And being like a 11-year-old kid, you don't really know how to respond to that. So I told her I didn't want it, like, to her face on Christmas Day. And, man, that, like, broke her heart. And I still live in shame of that moment. Like, I have done so much to make up for it. But I will, like, be lying awake at night and just be like, remember that time we broke Mom's heart on Christmas Day? Cool. Very cool.
Well, you know, kids will... they'll break your heart, is what they'll do. Don't have children.
Fudge Films promotes complete abstinence. Remember, this Christmas, baby Jesus wouldn't have happened if Mary stayed a virgin. I guess she was a virgin.
Yeah, I think parts of those stories, that story might be, you know, embellished.
What, like the virginity part?
No, I mean the her staying.
What?
Sorry, I skipped a line. I missed a line.
Oh, he's doing his podcast. Okay, I thought you were doing like Da Vinci Code shit on me, where it's like Mary was a hooker. Okay. What? Bible crazy? Can we do a podcast where we just read the Bible?
Sure.
Let's do a Bible study podcast. We're gonna go to hell if we do that. That's all right. Did I ever tell you about the time that I almost died playing in the snow?
I don't believe so.
So at my grandma Ryder's house, she had this big hill in her front yard that then would lead down to the street. So when the snow plows would come through, they'd push all the snow like up there, and it made like one cool fort, two sometimes cool ramp. And so, you know, years and years of doing this, it was fine. And then one year, I'm out there playing with my brother, and I'm like, I like snow, wow! And I get on the sled, and I go down the hill, and I went to go down the hill backwards, and then the sled, like, did a 180, because it was also really icy, and my head went straight into hard ice. Ooh. And, like, pushed my head down, and then I couldn't breathe at all. And so I get up, and I'm like, bah, 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 and I'm, like, trying to walk to the house, and I, like, just, like, collapse, because I can't breathe. But, falling down made it so I could breathe. All the while, my brother's just, like, sitting there, and he's, like, just doesn't say a word, is just watching me, like, choke out and die. So, just remember, kids, if you watch your just another child choking to death, just watch. Don't help.
Isn't there another time your brother almost killed you? Are we allowed to talk about that? With the toy chest.
Oh, sure. Are you talking about the like the plastic tote and then the stairs?
Wasn't there the one I'm thinking of? Didn't you get locked in a toy chest?
I got locked. He locked me in like a plastic tote, and then like threw me down the stairs at my grandma Ryder's house. And then I was just like trapped in there, couldn't breathe, and was like screaming. And he's just sitting there watching me. My brother might be like a psychopath. He might be a secret serial killer.
He's had it out for Mike for a while now.
Dude, I was born. It's a famous story in my family. I was born. They brought me home and put me in the crib. And like are like, look, here's your little baby brother. This is your new brother. And he slaps me in the face. Because I was like crying. I'm a baby. And just whoosh. And so they did not let him go around little baby me at all. Christmas is all about family. You know, it ties in. Yeah. That's kind of all I gotta say about Christmas. I mean, I could talk about Christmas for a fucking long time. Everything from like... Well, I love snow, but I hate walking in snow. I hate being outside when there's snow, but I love looking at snow. And I do like being outside in snow when it's like... There's been heavy snow, and it's already been like shoveled, and then it's like light snow now. Because snow makes everything so quiet. Like, there's just a complete absence of noise when there's sound. And I don't know, like, if there's any, like, audio technicians out there listening, let me know if that's really a thing. But I feel like it's always, like, dead quiet when it's, like, there's, like, light snow, but there was heavy snow before. I love that. I love being out in that if it's not too cold. But from the music to the movies to the everyone being together, even down to the incredibly like tacky green and red decorations, and especially the clothing. I love full red and green like. I love like quaint suits. Like I don't love like not tux, but like a full suit. But I love like red and green like suit vest and like red and green tie. I love that shit. I love that how's it pronounced? Quiche, not quiche, kitschy. There we go. Wow, I really had to do like some thesaurus work on that. I love kitschy shit. So I really genuinely love Christmas, and there's such a heart to Christmas. Christmas can be completely defined by yourself. I think it's maybe the only holiday that you can define it yourself. Is Christmas about little baby Jesus? To some, maybe. Yeah. I mean, technically, maybe it is, but you don't... the commercialization of Christmas has been a benefit. Capitalism's good, is what I'm saying here. So it can be about little baby Jesus. It can be about Santa Claus bringing you toys. It can be about just spending time with the ones you love. Because it's at the end of the year, it can also be a really like reassuring look back at your year before you go to New Year's Eve and just get shit-faced drunk and feel like you've wasted a whole year. Christmas is my favorite day of the year. It is my favorite holiday. There's no better time of the year than Christmas. I guess what I'm saying is Christmas, good.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all right. But let's talk about New Year's. I like the ball. I like when it drops.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I like when Dick Clark comes on screen and goes, Merry Christmas! Is Dick Clark jokes still funny?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's been dead for like 8 years. I'm too old for this.
You know, good something that I want to bring up. Goodfellas came out almost 30 years ago.
You know what? I really do think you're doing your own podcast. It did come out. Did it come out? Yeah, it came out in 1990.
30 years ago, just about. Almost 40 years ago.
That's not...
I started watching Goodfellas again.
Yeah, yesterday. I'm really lost. Like, I'm like, is there a Christmas... I mean, is there a Christmas thing in Goodfellas? Like, okay, yeah, Goodfellas, good movie. Guys, check out next time. We're going to be doing a whole Goodfellas cast. Joe Pesci will be here. New Year's, I feel less strongly about than Christmas.
Yeah, New Year's is like the Christmas hangover holiday.
Yeah. New Year's is like, okay, we got all these like leftovers from the Christmas parties. We'll just throw them all on like platters, invite everyone over to come get drunk and like be upset that they wasted a year. Like, I feel like New Year's Eve, like before the ball drops, is always like, yeah, next year. That's going to be the good year. And then the ball drops and you start drinking more and more and the realizations of life start hitting you more and more. And then you wake up on New Year's Day with like, nothing's changed, right? Because nothing's going to change overnight. You can't just go, hey, tomorrow morning, I'm going to change my whole life. That's not how it works. That takes time. That takes progress.
Came back from a search.
Okay, Google just triggered itself. What did Google think I searched? Google thought I searched tomorrow morning I'm going to change my whole life. No, Google, you're not. It's just, I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions. I think they're very optimistic and cute, but I also think people give up on their resolutions by like February. Nobody's willing to, like, stick to their resolutions and stick to their changes. And that bums me out.
It's all about setting... you set goals that you can accomplish in, like, a week. And then, you know, you can feel good the rest of the year.
Yeah, you got 51 more weeks to party. Yeah, I mean, well, you have to set goals that are, like, realistic, right? Like, you can't be like, yeah, I'm going to lose 400 pounds. Whenever you only weigh like 200. Like, that's just not going to happen. You have to like be like, okay, each month I'm going to read a book. That's realistic. In theory, you could do that. No one's going to. We live in 2019. Who reads books anymore? But, you know, it's realistic. So I've got some resolutions, but maybe we'll talk about those another time. But I will say, the thing I do like about New Year's is being able to look back at everything and go, oh, okay, this was, well, Clayton, game of the year, go.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be allowed to pick Red Dead 2 again.
No, you're not.
So, I guess, I guess Halo.
Okay.
On PC.
Yeah.
I haven't really played that many. I don't know if I've played, like, any new games this year other than that.
Probably not. Every time I talk to you, I think you end up, like, you play Foxhole. You play... Foxhole. Okay. That's a fair choice. My game of the year is Death Stranding. If you want to hear me talk about that, the Game Award stream, the VOD of it is on the archive channel. You can find it there. I talk about it more in depth.
Who won Best Game of the Year? I barely watched it.
Game of the year was Sekiro.
Oh, okay.
Which is an interesting choice. Again, find it there. I'll talk about it more in depth there. My thoughts on that. Movie of the year.
Let's see. So what all do we have this year? We talked about this a little bit before. We had The Irishman. Probably not my movie of the year, just because What can I say? What can I say?
Wow, this guy doesn't even like movies.
Joe Pesci was just sad and old, and it made me feel sad and old.
Okay. Can I go on a Joe Pesci tangent real quick?
Go for it.
For some reason today, I watched a lot of Joe Pesci YouTube videos of just like him, like since The Irishman's like been coming out, he's been doing like a lot of promotion for it on like New Jersey like radio stations, and they'll like put cameras in the like recording booth and everything now, and it's so weird watching him because it's like, has Joe Pesci always been this way? And it's just the character he plays in The Irishman is like much closer to really him, or has Joe Pesci just like chilled the fuck out? Like there's like, he is so like relaxed and happy, and I like hate it. Where's my like angry like life is bad Joe Pesci? I found out Joe Pesci sings today. Joe Pesci has a long musical career, and he's actually kind of good. So, Joe Pesci, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on. I'll do my Joe Pesci impression if Joe Pesci comes on. I think he'll punch me. I think he will punch me. So, okay, Irishman's not your movie of the year.
Yeah, so we had Irishman, we had Midsommar, which I actually have not watched yet. I'm planning on it.
Wow.
That Avengers movie or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think, so I'm a little biased because I watched it very recently, but probably I'd have to give my movie of the year to Marriage Story.
Okay.
Which is a fucking soul-crushing movie.
Yeah.
It's not a movie for wintertime. You will feel terrible. When it warms up, though, you know, it's on Netflix.
It's a great summer flick. Real good popcorn summer movie. Okay. That's fair. I've heard good things about Marriage Story. There's a meme. I just dated this podcast real hard. Marriage Story is a big meme right now, so solid choice. I would say my movie of the year is Steven Universe, the movie. I think it takes a lot of guts to do not only such a high quality movie, but much like actual Steven Universe, kids content that is incredibly like emotionally personal. Like it's much like actual Steven Universe, all about mental healing and that kind of stuff, mental illnesses and allegories for mental illnesses and how to overcome them and how to better yourself. You know, they don't get into fist fights over shit. They talk their problems out. And I think Steven Universe the movie is probably the best Steven Universe thing. But it comes with the caveat of, like, you have to watch all of Steven Universe to understand it. They say you don't, but I call bullshit on that. You don't, but it's going to spoil the whole show. And you don't want that. Like, that just ruins it. So, it's an incredible movie. It's real horny at one point, and that's just fine by me. It's great. It's really good. And, it's nice that it's an animated movie. It make me go, hee hee, I like the cartoon, I'm 4. No, hey, if you still like cartoons, me too, baby. Alright, what else do people do at these end of the year wrap-ups?
Favorite, TV show? Because there's a couple that I watched, a couple of seasons that came out this year.
TV was pretty good this year.
It was okay.
Did Barry season 2 happen this year, or was that last year?
I don't think it was this year.
Fuck.
We had Mindhunter season 2 was this year.
That was good.
We had BoJack Horseman is getting to the end with part 1 of season 6. What else? Rick and Morty season 4 started this year.
Oh boy, that's my vote. Oh boy.
I liked it.
Hey guys, well, Clayton will not be appearing on any Fudge Films content. There was a lot of good TV this year. Was The Boys this year?
I think it... Yes, I believe it was.
Okay. HBO's Watchmen is supposedly incredibly good. I haven't watched it yet. Steven Universe Future. That's happening right now, and it is scaring me. The most recent episode was just a shit post. And I'm like, this is a limited series. What are we doing? Why are we doing episodes like this?
Did we get a new season of iCarly this year?
iCarly, unfortunately, did not come back this year.
Oh.
Sad day. We were really expecting it, but yeah.
I write letters to Nick Studios all the time, like...
I write letters to Dan Schneider all the time, asking for it to come back. He says he'll trade me a new season of iCarly for 14 feet pics. This year was really good for, like, animated TV movies. Like, Steven Universe the movie, but Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling finally came out. Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus finally came out. Like, those three together are just a real strong, like, combination. It was a good year for, like, TV animation. It was a good year for TV. I feel like less of a good year for movies. I feel like, like, the biggest movie this year, I guess, was Endgame, right? But I feel like as we end this year, a lot more people are talking about The Joker than Endgame. And The Joker sucks. Alright, well, our podcast, we're just getting death threats now. Alright, Joker's fine. It's fine. Whatever. I just feel like we're moving more and more into strange pastures with movies. We're moving more and more into Disneyfication of movies, where everything's a sequel or a remake or an adaptation or a big budget superhero movie. And that's worrying to me.
We just need more A24.
So that's the thing. A24 is the guiding light in all this. Midsommar is probably my favorite movie I saw in theaters this year. And I didn't go and see many movies in theaters, but that one was not really a blast. I don't think a blast is a great word for it, but I loved Midsommar. A24's put out a lot of good stuff this year, like The Farewell, and I think they also put out Parasite, which was fantastic. Yeah,
we've in 2 days, I think, right? 2 days is when the new Star Wars comes out.
Oh,
that
fuck.
could absolutely, that could destroy this whole podcast. What if that movie comes out and it wraps up? It actually does what it's meant to do, and it finishes the trilogy.
Do you think, even if it does, do you think that would be your movie of the year?
Probably not, because I just don't. Unless it's like Rogue One 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if it's Rogue One 2, it's going to be one of my least favorite movies of the year. It's going to be half of a good movie.
If it's just, shoot, I can't remember his name, but Adam Driver, is that it?
Kylo Ren?
Yeah. If it's just Adam Driver, like, crying.
Yeah. I think you need to just go watch Marriage Story again. Yeah, I think just watch that and be like, okay, that was Rise of Skywalker. I'm going to say, even if that movie does come out and wraps everything up nicely with a bow, which it won't, let me say this. You're listening to this now. The movie is out. Probably. You know what happens. You know its reception. I'm going to say that movie is going to, just based off of interviews where J.J. Abrams like, yeah, you know, The Last Jedi swung the pendulum one way. Now we're swinging it back the other way. The Last Jedi said that Star Wars doesn't matter, which was not the point of The Last Jedi. You completely misunderstood that movie. I'm gonna say Rise of Skywalker is going to be more hated than The Last Jedi. I'm putting money on that. I think Rise of Skywalker is going to address nothing that it needs to from The Last Jedi. I think Rise of Skywalker is just going to be bad. And that's coming from a guy who really loved Last Jedi. Hey guys, welcome to two straight white dudes talking about Star Wars on a podcast. Very unique. This is the exact kind of thing that I want to avoid when we started a podcast. Fuck. We've become what I wanted to destroy. So yeah, let me know if I'm a big dumb idiot, you know. If you're listening to this and the movie's out and it's well loved and ties everything up, tweet at me. Tell me I'm an idiot. But I'm putting good money on it fucks up shit incredibly poorly.
I'm going to say it comes out like okay.
Okay.
It's just going to be like mild.
That is the most centrist take. Wow. Guys, I'm going to put good money on the movie comes out. We still didn't answer what was our favorite television of the year.
I'd give mine either to like, I don't even, mine was, Mindhunter or BoJack. I guess I'm gonna go, I gotta give mine to BoJack, even though it was like fine.
Okay. I'm gonna give mine to Barry Season 2. Even though it might not have come out this year, I'm gonna give it to Barry Season 2.
Okay, I'm gonna give mine to Barry Season 2.
Okay, that's the right answer. Wait, let's do it. Hey Google, Barry Season 2 release date.
Here's a summary from TV Line. Barry has received his next
Uh-oh, spoilers for Barry. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys, we're doing some on-air Googling. It did come out in 2019.
What? Okay, I'll give it to Barry. Second place is The Boys.
Okay. Did The Boys come out in 2019?
It did.
Okay. That's mine, too. Barry Season 2 is one of my favorite TV seasons ever. So, well, that kind of does it for, little pop culture things we consumed this year. Unless there was something else, some like crazy experience you wanted to share.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah. If there is, we'll edit in right here. Okay, welcome back. That was the good joke. I will say though, 2019 was a great year for Fudge Films. There were shaky points. I think, Clayton, you and I can both agree. There were points where it was like, how do we do this? How do we keep going as Fudge Films? Especially as, we headed into the fall and things started changing more. We introduced the podcast, more consistent streams, a stronger focus on quality in our skits. 2019, I think, was a breakout year for Fudge Films in terms of, at least for me, trying harder than ever to make something good. But also 2019 was a breakout year for Fudge Films in terms of, like, actual legitimate viewership at points. We had several skits this year that did way better than they maybe should have. And that is what excites me most about 2020, is that our progression is on the up and up. I said to Clayton, we should just never release another video, because we haven't put a video up on the main channel at the time of recording in like a week, 2 weeks, And we've gotten, like, more subscribers in that time than, like, if we had put up a video. So that's it. Fudge Films is canceled. This is the last time you're hearing from us. But it's just been a year of, like, a lot of people coming out and showing support. A lot of people coming out and enjoying the videos, which then pushes, I think, both of us further to try and make the best stuff, because we know people are watching and they react to the good stuff. It's been a year of, like, insane kindness from a lot of you. And you've seen me say thank you 100 times. Usually a thank you is followed by another thank you and another thank you. Usually it's like sequential tweets of thank you. But I really do want to say, like, thank you for watching Fudge Films in 2019. Thank you for watching new skits and telling me what was funny about them and what didn't work with them. That constructive feedback has really gone a long way with us. Thank you for continuing to come out to the streams and laughing with us as we come up with just shittier and shittier deep Fudge Films lore. Like Clayton's always watching Germa streams during our streams. And thank you for supporting this podcast. Whenever Clayton and I had talked about doing a podcast, it was kind of like, even to me, and I'm the one pitching it, but it was kind of like, this is a stopgap for content. Like, this is how we get something up in the weeks where we can't get a skit up. But it's taken on its own thing. It's its own fun thing now. And even though we're doing another episode where it's just kind of us talking like normal human beings, the episodes where we come out and do an insane bit have been some of the, like, most rewarding comedy I've done so far. And I am, like, truly blown away that it is finding an audience with some of you, and you guys seem to be enjoying it. Because I think this podcast is maybe the most, like, personal Fudge Films thing. Even though that's not its intention, but because it's you and I talking for, like, 40 minutes, it's you and I, and we have to carry a bit for 40 minutes. I think the fact that it is finding an audience and people are enjoying it, really has done, like, a lot for my soul. And been like, we may not be the best comedians on YouTube right now. Our production value is shit. But because we keep coming out with skits, with streams, with this podcast, and people seem to be responding to it, it's laid down this foundation in my heart that whenever we fuck up and we don't do good, it's like, we can keep going. There's still people out there who will enjoy us, even when we're not, $1 million YouTube successes. And for that, genuinely, thank you. Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for spending more of your valuable time with us. Thank you for being here. That's kind of all I had to say. I don't know if you would. Clayton, go ahead and follow that up. Go ahead.
So actually, it's a good time to announce. I haven't really discussed with Mike about this, but so I'm gonna, at the end of this podcast, I'm gonna throw up a Kickstarter where I'll go ahead, raise some money. We're gonna bring you Fudge Films the movie 2020. Jesus, no. We're gonna get the movie out on time.
Well, that's all for now. Remember to subscribe and follow us on Twitter. And remember, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.